welcome to Worship Tutorials. I'm Bradford.
Hello, I'm Brian.
Hello, Brian.
Hello, Bradford.
Today we are discussing these works of art, these beautiful instruments.
Put it in front of the cameras.
Put them in front of all the cameras. All of them. Focus on that.
Nick's in the background like, you guys are idiots.
These are Shelton SkyFlights. He makes a handful of models, and a portion of those are like an F style, and there's other portion that are like even further removed from an F style, and then there's other versions that are kind of like hybrids. He's got some cool stuff. This is a Strat, basically.
That's right.
Well, that's what it looks like.
It's a Strat-shaped object. Is that what they say?
There you go.
On that pedal show?
Yeah. There you go. But there's so much more.
Yeah.
And we just feel like Shelton needs more recognition than he's given.
Yes.
And we're going to discuss these guitars in particular.
Yeah.
But we're going to start kind of with more of an overview.
Yeah.
About his work, because he does some really cool things.
So this model in particular, these are both the same sort of model. They have different appointments we'll talk about in a second. This is the SkyFlite IV. Now, the number 4 is derived from the number of pickups. You might think this is a humbucker in the bridge.
It is not.
It is not. It is 2 single coil pickups.
But
so
it is a humbucker. But it isn't.
It can be.
But it isn't. But it is.
Right. So 4 pickups. These are all, well, those are all Strat pickups. Those are all Lambertone's
triple shots.
Triple shots. 2 triple shot bridges together.
Yes.
This guitar features Porter pickups. I've had this guitar for, you might think, I've seen this guitar. I've had it for years. Actually, I bought it out from under Bradford.
I wasn't capable of it.
Shelton sent like 3 guitars of his, and this one was just like, it was special.
I couldn't put it down.
Well, they were all special, but this one was
super special.
We liked it the most. And Bradford's like, I really want that, and then I bought it.
And then Brian told me, he goes, well, I purchased it.
Sorry, bud.
All right,
you can
guy.
buy one too if you
want.
want.
All right, guy.
So this one has Porter pickups in it. It's a 60s neck. Maybe it's a 50s Strat neck. I can't remember. The neck and the bridge are 50s 60. So this is like a 50s neck, 60s middle. And then the black pickup here is a Porter custom Strat bridge pickup, and the white one is his S90, which is a P90 pickup in like a Strat housing, which awesome. I really, really love.
Sounds good.
I'm not a huge fan of a Strat bridge pickup. The P90 and the bridge sounds awesome. And you can turn them on and off individually, which we'll get to. So what is in this one?
This one's just all Lambertone's triple shots.
Yeah.
So Curtis only makes one set of Strat pickups for now.
Yes.
That could change. But yeah, so that's what that is. So these are the same thing. So it's a little different than that, because it's like you choose one based on like the sound you're going for.
Yeah.
These are the same thing, so they do sound different.
Yeah.
But they're overall they sound pretty similar.
So we got connected with Vega a few years ago, maybe a year ago or so, and did a video featuring one of their trims. This is a Vega trim on both these guitars. They sent this to me, and it turned this thing into just it
took it over the top.
It's an awesome trim. We'll kind of show you what it does.
Dive bombs.
And everything's still, strings are flopping on the fretboard. Anyway, the Vega is awesome. So this is Curtis's guitar. Have we mentioned that? This
I don't know if we mentioned that yet.
This is Curtis's guitar. We don't have it for very long. So Curtis wanted one because I kept telling him how great it was.
They're amazing.
Bradford too was telling him. So these have a Vega trim. You can get it with a more vintage Strat style trim. I believe this one originally had a Godot Strat trim on it, which worked very well. I just wanted to try the Vega. The neck on both these guitars is shaped kind of the same, but look at that. That is unreal.
It's like, I don't know if it's roasted. That's roasted.
It's roasted
bird's eye
bird's
maple.
eye.
It's finished though. It's got a gloss. They feel similar.
Yeah.
Shape and finish.
The way he did these, they feel like he didn't. This guitar looks really beat up and relict. This one looks slightly beat up.
This one only has checking.
Yeah, but the neck, he doesn't like make the necks crazy relic. He probably could if he wanted.
That one's got some rub, but.
Yeah, but I've also been playing it a lot.
It's probably a good chance that Shelton will do whatever you want.
There's probably a good chance of that, yes. So the neck, I'd say the neck itself feels very similar.
Yeah.
The radius, I'm not sure. It feels like a modern, like a 12-inch maybe radius. We can put specs down on if we mess any of these up. Standard nickel frets. His headstock design, I think, is real sharp. Looks great. These tuners, I believe, are Godo.
On the back, it's beveled. You don't really see that. It kind of like...
Oh, yeah.
You don't really see
it's
that.
Got this little...
It's not merely just cut. On the back, it kind of like...
How Elliot of him.
How elegant of him.
Yeah, so...
what do you got there? These are Clusen.
Cluson.
Clusoff.
You know what we're talking about. I believe these are Godo. It's been a while since I saw the spec on these.
These are like a locking... Are those aren't locking.
No.
I think these are like a locking.
Okay. But Shelton only uses like top of the line stuff. And basically this guitar is several years old, probably like 5 or 6 years old at this point. This guitar is essentially brand new. And so he was telling us like how his construction has gotten better which playing these guitars we have, like we've always thought they're some of the best we've ever played. But this is next level.
Yeah, I picked this up.
The way this neck feels and the fretwork on mine is impeccable, but this one's even better. So
I picked this up and I was like, it's not even in tune because it had just gotten out of the box, and I was like, this is like the best guitar I've ever touched.
It's one of them.
It's insane.
Whenever we talk about fretwork, we always mention two people. One is Shelton, one is Jennings.
Yep.
Chad Jennings. Those two guys just do it better than anybody else. Mm-hmm. So the neck, the feel on this, it feels like the most high-end, expensive guitar you've ever touched. And they're not cheap, to be honest. But I think you get what you pay for here. Talking about the switching and the electronics that he does in these guitars, it's complex but easy to use, I would say. There's a lot going on.
It takes a while to memorize it, but you know.
I think he advertises like 21 sounds in this guitar.
It's pretty crazy.
So let's just go over it. First of all, there's a 5-way blade.
That's actually the easy part. That's just like a Strat.
3 knobs.
Yeah.
And but the knobs do different things.
They do. The 5-way blade is just 5-way blade.
Yeah. So, okay. Right. So position 1 is bridge. And the bridge has a trick we'll talk about later. Position 2 are bridge and middle. Position 3 is middle. Yep. Position 4, middle and neck. Position 5, neck.
So it's like a Strat.
Like a Strat. Now, this is where it gets different. All 3 of these knobs are push-pull. Mm-hmm. So let's start from the top.
This is... Okay, yeah, do that first.
This is where it gets crazy.
Yes.
And they're kind of backwards from one another. This, if you pull it out, turns on the neck in any position. So you can have... neck and bridge, either of these bridges. You can have all the pickups on at the same time, okay? So it turns the neck on in any position, right? Now these two are like
this is where it's most confusing to me.
These two are like kill switches.
Yes.
So, and they're connected. Each one of these is connected to one of the bridge pickups. So if you pull this one out, it kills this bridge pickup.
The black one.
Yeah.
Which is the Strat pickup.
Right. So as I pull this one out, which is where I play this guitar 99% of the time.
Yeah.
Only the P90 is on.
Yeah.
So now it functions as a 3 pickup guitar.
Like
P90.
like a Strat.
Yeah. A single P90, middle, and neck. Okay. And then again, you can turn on the bridge.
Yes.
Neck at any time. So P90 is off. Or sorry, the Strat is off there. This kills the P90. So these are kill switches. So you can have a kill switch on your guitar. Check this out. So you play a note. Okay. All right. That's how it works.
Or if they're both down,
Yeah.
this
You get
now
both of them.
functions like a humbucker.
Yes. They're wired to sound like a humbucker.
Yeah.
And it's like a really big, thick, creamy sound.
Yeah, it is. It like if you're looking for like an HSS Strat and that's what you primarily want to use it for, you may prefer
This doesn't sound quite like that.
Yeah, this is a little softer, and so I still used it. I use it, but it's a different thing.
Yeah.
But it's not like if you're looking for like an AC/DC like gnarly rockin' kind of thing. You can EQ things that way, but the way these are, it like softens things a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's very cool. And it's very flexible.
We'll demonstrate it here in a second on both these guitars, so you can sort of hear the different tonal palette.
Yes.
Now, all of these knobs have other functions as well. This one is volume, as you'd expect, and it says volume on it. These two say tone on them, and they do tone things. This is a normal
tone-like things.
This is a normal tone pot, okay? This, I forget how he explains this one. It's like a phase. You can roll phase in and out.
Kind of.
Essentially what it does, if you're familiar with a Strat, I'm just going to put this in like regular Strat
position.
mode.
4 position.
Right? 4 position. There. So this is like a
The
quack.
Corey Wong mode, if you will.
This is like a quack sound. I'm going to play it. This will roll the quack out.
More akin to like the kind of thing you get out of a telly.
Yeah, like a middle position.
Like the middle position of like a two humber. It's different. It gets rid of the Strat. That's what it does.
Yeah, and I'll demonstrate it in the 2 position as well. It's cool. So this is bridge. Turn on the neck. Again, it's more like a telly middle.
It is. It's more like it.
And not unlike the 2 position, but with this. They're similar but different.
Yeah, the texture is pretty similar, but yeah.
So, as you can see, one other note about this, whatever this, I will call it a phase roll out or in. That's probably not technically what it is, but for the purposes of this video, one note about it, like if you're on a single pickup position and you roll it out, it's almost like another tone control. I'll demonstrate that really quick. So here's like a bridge.
There's like something in the middle too.
Pulls the high end out. Yeah, I'll play and you roll. So at this point, I'll just play through all the different pickup positions, including the bridge options, and I'll put it down on the screen what you're hearing, and then Bradford can do the same on that one, just to give you an idea of the different pickup sets that are in here. All right, start with the neck. All right. Confused?
Yes.
So before I'm going to let Bradford do the same on his, but basically the way I like to set this guitar up, I've used this guitar for years. I love this thing. I basically have my favorite pickup configuration that I use, which is neck, middle, and then P90 on its own. And that's kind of where I live. But you can get those other sounds if you want.
All right, so same idea. Actually, I don't think there's anything different.
I think it's the same.
I think it just
layout.
sounds different. So we'll do the same thing.
So it's interesting. I really liked the double bridge pickup sound in that one more than this one, and I think it makes sense because
they're the same pickup.
Yeah, and this has a P90 and a custom Strat, so I think it's a little hotter Strat bridge, and so it's just like it's a lot. It would be like a really hot output humbucker. I think the way it's set up, and that one had a lot more clarity to it. So for me, the strength in this one is like I love that P90 sound on its own. And that one feels like that humbucker setup feels really, really versatile.
So yeah, I mean, it's not, if you want like an HSS Strat, Shelton will build you one of those. He'll build you.
Yeah, with a traditional humbucker.
Yeah. But what's cool about this is like you kind of get a little bit of both. I was playing during a set, and I was playing just with a single coil, and I was doing this like this kind of thing. And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm supposed to be playing the part, but like it just seems to be a little too like out there and chimey and bright, and all I went like this. Palm muting is hard for people with big hands on a Strat, because that volume was. But yeah, it warmed it up. It softened it, because that's what that does. So it's really cool for that kind of thing too. But I mean, it's just super versatile. Lots of tones.
It's a huge palette, if you will, of sounds.
Exactly.
And like I said, I think they work best if you sort of like land on your favorite setup and just kind of leave it. But it has a few tricks up its sleeve as well. Yeah. So it's just like, to me, it's like the most hot-rodded type of a Strat, especially with the Vega.
Yeah, it's not like a super Strat. Those are normally a little
that's like an Ibanez,
more rock and metal-ish kind of thing.
Or yeah.
But this is still a super Strat.
It is, really. One thing I think makes a difference on this, especially this one. Well, that one has the same thing going on. This Strat bridge, for example, typically the Strat bridge would live where this white P90 is, but in this configuration, when it's like this on its own, it's further up the neck. It's closer, and the proximity of these pickups is what gives it its quack, right? That's why these positions sound that way. So you would presumably get a little more of that quack in like the 2 position. But the other thing is it's further up the neck, so it's a little warmer. The closer a pickup is to the bridge, sort of the brighter, tinnier it gets. As this Strat bridge is further away from the bridge, closer to the neck, it gets a little warmer. Maybe you can demonstrate on that.
Oh, you can.
Again.
Because they're the same pickup.
Play the 2 different bridge pickups. They're exactly the same pickup, and you'll hear how just that little bit of distance away from the bridge makes them sound different.
So this is the one closer to the bridge. It's going to be, it has a little more like attack, a little more percussive, and it's a little brighter. This is the black one, which is a little closer this way. Softer, not as bright. It's pretty crazy.
It's subtle, but you definitely hear it.
I think 90 some odd % of people watch videos on YouTube on their phone. Maybe you can't hear it, but it definitely in the room when I was plugged into an amp, I could tell that you can hear that. It's a nice texture. It's different depending on what you're going for.
Yeah. So we love these SkyFlights. These things are awesome. Like Bradford said, he'll make them in like a standard Strat configuration or a standard HSS. This is the SkyFlite IV, which is sort of like the tricked out version that he does. How many guitars has Shelton sent us? Like, you own one, I own two.
And I have 2 at the house.
You have 2. Oh, you have 2.
I have 2.
You have 2.
Well,
I have 2.
We got to borrow indefinitely.
Yeah.
Jazzmaster, which has got some Porter
that thing.
wide range humbuckers.
Yeah, it was like an artist guitar, and the artist went to a different brand, and so it's kind of like he sends them around.
The wide range humbuckers in there are awesome, but it's got a master.
Those are Porter wide range humbuckers.
Yep. Yeah. And then I have this other cool. He calls it a Time Flight.
He built that for you, right?
GTX. Yeah. And it is a white telly with black.
It's awesome.
Like accents. You know, the pick guard's black. The pick guard's actually tortoise. And it has Lambertone's ristrettos in there.
Yeah.
And it's got a mastery bridge and it's a thin lines F-hole. And that thing is really cool.
Yeah. And I've got this one. I've got this one. I've got the red. You've seen the red. Bradford plays it like every chance he gets.
That's one of my favorites.
It's right back there. The red JM. That's a Shelton with Lambertone's ristrettos.
I feel more comfortable on a JM.
He's sent us tellies. He sent us some other
JMs.
designs that he does, other JMs, and they're all just top shelf. And this one is the latest one he's done, and it does feel like he told us he's like we've gotten better at it.
He has outdone himself.
Well done, Shelton.
Well done.
And I think the highest form of praise is he sent us some guitars. This is years ago. This was included in that batch. It was like to review and send back. And I told him like, this isn't coming back. Tell me how much I owe you. And I paid for this thing out of my own pocket. I think that's the highest form of praise. It was good enough that I wanted to buy it. And I think you should too.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
This one, unfortunately, I mean, I could keep it, but this is going...
This is Curtis.
This is going to Redlands, California,
That's
to
right.
Mr. Curtis Lamberton.
Yeah. Hit the links below.
Follow Shelton on Instagram.
Yeah.
And tell
his
him...
stuff is so cool.
Tell him that you watched this video. He will love it.
Yeah. And we'll link to his website and stuff, where if you're interested in an order, just reach out, get in touch with him. He has a really cool eye for design. He puts different combinations of colors and design together.
You can do
that's unique,
something pretty
awesome,
standard and straightforward, or just tell him to go wild, and he does some pretty cool stuff. He's got one that looks like a Darth Vader guitar. I've seen one that looks like C-3PO.
That's right.
There's cool stuff out there.
Yeah, the gold one, the C-3PO guitar.
Yeah, it's all gold. Yeah,
that thing is cool. Yeah, you check it out.
Anyways.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I don't know what else to tell him, Bradford.
There's nothing else to be said.
YouTube says that as the sad music plays, YouTube tells me.
I don't like this.
YouTube tells me.
I'm
fine.
not that desperate.
YouTube tells us that most of you that watch aren't subscribed. And it really, I'm starting to take it personally, Nick, Bradford. It's starting to bother me. Like, I lose sleep at night sometimes. I really think all cameras on me, okay? You know, I've been telling these guys that sometimes I struggle to sleep at night. Like, I lay in bed awake, and sometimes I only get like 3-4 hours of sleep sometimes. And it really, I think it might be because so many of you aren't subscribed to the channel, but you watch the videos. You comment on the videos. I think now's the time. Nick, keep it together back there. Okay? Now's the time. This is your moment. This is what you were born to do this, to click this button. Click the bell too. I mean, you don't have to click the bell, but I'd appreciate it. So would Bradford. So would